Hey guys, it's Chris. So I want to give you 5 tips today on how to recover faster after having COVID and getting yourself back into the gym and back moving forward, getting better results. The first tip we're going to cover is going to be the cardiorespiratory system, so your cardio. So don't feel the need to jump back onto anaerobic based activities like intervals, like really intense work where we're pushing for short durations and really challenging the cardiorespiratory system. It might not be there yet for that type of work, and you might actually need to rebuild your cardiorespiratory system, so i.e. your lung volume, your ability to actually expel carbon dioxide from the body, get the red blood cells to take up oxygen for that to be delivered around the body. So let's focus on some aerobic capacity work. So duration-based work like swimming, like treadmill running, like rowing, obviously treadmill running if your joints are good, so that ultimately we're rebuilding aerobic capacity. We're improving the cardiorespiratory system before making it do any intense work that it might not be ready for. Same when it comes to your classes. Remember guys, if you've got like 10 exercises in a row and then low rest periods, after the back of COVID, this is probably not going to be the best place to start. So when it comes to cardio, build aerobic capacity first. Second tip, when it comes to diet. So again, depending on the severity, if you've had it super mild, you might feel fine in terms of jumping back into a calorie deficit and then going again. If you've been in a position where you've been badly affected by COVID and it's a case of you just getting back on your feet, then it's going to be a case of really not jumping into really heavy dieting just yet. So start at maintenance calories and then start applying moderate deficits over time, just really small deficits, nothing extreme. Rebuild your system before you ask it to do something in the name of fat loss. So tip number 3, let's talk about weight training. So when it comes to weight training then, so same sort of thing, when we're getting back to our workouts, we're actually going to want to apply minimum effective volumes where possible. So if we know that a muscle is going to respond to anywhere between 10 and 20 sets for general population clients, for just sort of average gym goers, not your advanced trainees, just people looking to move better, feel better, and all this sort of stuff, then we can apply that minimum effective volume. So let's apply 10 sets per exercise. Let's pick our bang for our buck movements that's going to allow us to make those 10 sets effective, rather than just jumping back into, again, a high volume, high exercise program, just doing lots of different exercises, which we might not need. The 4th tip, don't train to failure. Same sort of thing. If you're coming off the back of just a little layoff or coming off the back of an extended layoff, if we think about it from an adaptation point of view, your body just needs a stimulus applying to it. It doesn't need that stimulus to be where it's taking you to complete failure. So keep some reps in reserve. So what I mean by that is, say you're doing a hip thrust for your glutes. Let's say you get towards the back end of that set where the normal sort of failure point is going to be around about 12 reps. You're really struggling, trying to get that weight up. Let's make the weight a little bit lighter so that we're actually not going to hit failure for the first week or 2, especially on those final sets, because we don't need it. We just need stimulus. And then the final tip. So give yourself longer rest periods. Again, depending on the severity of your COVID, you might find that you're just a little bit breathless your first few sessions back in between sets. You need a bit of an extended rest, whereas others, especially if you've been badly affected in terms of systems, you might find that you feel sick because obviously you're not recycling metabolites and waste products well enough. You might find that you feel a little bit lightheaded, these sorts of things. So give yourself long rest periods in between sets, 2 to 3 minutes. And then obviously focus, again, as we've said on that minimum effective volume tip, focus on quality work. We want quality work that allows us to build. So take an intro week, a build from there, build up your sets, but essentially don't jump back into a really heavy workout program just because you want to try and lose some body fat. Let's rebuild the system first. Let's recover. Let's get health back on our side. And then basically we're going to be in a really good spot to push on from there. So any questions, guys, feel free to drop it into my comment box below.